All right, so usually with these presentations that take place, I talk about everything that was announced, but I'm not going to do that with this one. This was like a 70-minute long state of play presentation. There was a ton of stuff that I actually got very, very excited for. So I'm going to just focus on the things that I liked. I'm going to focus on the things that I found interesting and talk about those and, just kind of focus on the positive with this. Not to say that if I don't talk about it, I hated it, but I want to talk about the things that I found interesting because overall, I really enjoyed this PlayStation State of Play presentation. So Kenna 2 kicked things off, and I wasn't a huge fan of the original Kenna game, and it was mostly because of the combat. Like, I played it for like 4 or 5 hours. I got stuck on a boss battle, and like just something wasn't clicking for me. But I think Kenna 2 is so much like larger than what we saw with the original game, as far as like even just like the world itself, the budget, the combat, the traversal stuff going on. Like, it feels like a much higher budget, higher quality game than kind of what Kenna the first game was, which was initially a smaller title. I think it looks really good. It comes out in 2026, PS5 and PC. There was a bunch of stuff, a lot of games that we had seen before, updates on games that was coming out. I kind of tuned out for a lot of this stuff. There was a game called Crimson Moon, though, and I don't know. I think I liked it. It's an interesting hack and slash, like, medieval times game, and it had, like, some Doom sounding music, like modern Doom, but I don't know, I would have turned up the highs on the guitar a little bit. Like, it sounded too crunchy for me, but it's got blood, it's pretty, big enemies, medieval, hack and slash, action game. It looked kind of cool. Crimson Moon 2026. And then the next game was a game that, well, I'm an old man, so what you expect me to get excited for old man games. Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition. Digital Eclipse. 5 versions of the original Rayman game, which is a hood classic. A prototype build that's never been released. A documentary. Awesome. This is good. This is what I like to see. It comes out tomorrow. I'm getting this. I may make a video on the second channel because I have a lot of videos going up on the main channel over the next couple of days, which is this channel that you're watching. But very, very cool. And then we had a betrayal. Eggs, Benedict Arnold, Celia herself, with Mina showing up during this. Mina the Hollower coming out in spring of 2026. Exclusive PlayStation 5 demo. How dare you, Yacht Club Games. I'm just kidding. Go buy Mina. Then there was some other stuff. There was this weird game. It was based on a book. It's called Project Windless. And like, it looks like Mother Nature. And Mother Nature is like bitching about humans or something like that. Like, that's kind of how it starts off. Like this plant woman. I'm like, okay, whatever. Got these hordes of people, or like weird creature things. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then you see like the main character. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a chicken, but this dude looks like a chicken. It looks like a giant buff and the thing of it is like, this is a dead ass game. This is a game that's dead ass serious with giant chicken, just like Dynasty Warriors gameplay style, mowing down enemies and shit. I was laughing so hard. It was this big ass chicken, dog. I'm laughing so hard. Like, it looks kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sure it's like a bird or something, something like that. But man, that game just, man, I was cracking up at this. I absolutely cracking up at this game. And then the shit hits the fan. This is where you need to strap in, because this is where RGT-ism gets like going, because we're talking about 2 franchises, really 3 franchises that I love. So buckle up and strap in, pal. First off, they give Konami some hype. They're like, oh, we're really impressed with what Konami was bringing today. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I wonder what the first thing is. What's the first thing? Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. Yes. Inject it into my veins. Inject it into my ass. Inject it into my penis. Pause. consisting of Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, plus something else, which we'll talk about in just a second. But let's talk about what we have here. Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, Metal Gear Solid 4 is an amazing game, and I don't give a shit what anyone has to say about it. People say, oh, well, it's too much fan service. No, you boob. No, you idiot. It's the perfect amount of fan service. It's the game that brings back characters and addresses things from previous games. This is quality writing. Okay? Yeah, there's some weird shit that happens in it. Yeah, there's a dude who likes to shit on himself because he can't control his bowels, but I don't care. This is peak stealth with the tactical camo system that just, it goes into, what you lean against, and you could make it change or whatever. So damn good. So damn good. I love this game. This game, of course, has been stuck on the PlayStation 3. It has now been freed from the shackles. Free at last. Free at last. Good God Almighty. Metal Gear Solid 4 is free at last. And I cannot wait to play this game again. I love playing this game like once a year. Now, they didn't say if there was going to be the online. I don't think there is going to be, which is a shame because I have a lot of fond memories of playing Metal Gear Online. But just having the base game, all jokes aside, finally getting freed from the shackles of the PlayStation 4, or the PlayStation 3, I should say. Just absolutely awesome. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, you might have played this one. It's gotten like HD versions and stuff like that throughout the years. It was the final PSP Metal Gear Solid game, and it definitely plays a lot more like a traditional Metal Gear Solid game than a lot of the other ones that came out on the PSP did. So super cool. So this is coming out on August 27th. And then at the end, they're like, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel is on there as well. If you know anything about that game, that's Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color, which is a super underrated freaking game. So that is included in this as well. So you get Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and Ghost Babel in this collection. They're also doing an HD update for Metal Gear Solid 1 collection for 1 and 3. Like there's a new HD filter for Metal Gear Solid 1 that looks very, very crispy in my opinion. That is a free update that is coming out today. So at this point in time, like I need paper towels. I need a change of pants. All right. And I'm like, you know what? This is cool. All right. We're good to go. We've got the Metal Gear collection. Now I'm happy with this presentation. So I change my pants. I pause the stream. I change my pants. I come back downstairs. They're showing Paradox, which is the dumb octopus game. And then there's another game. And I'm like, no, I just changed my pants. What are you doing to me right now? A new 2D Castlevania game. Holy shit. What is happening right now? Besides me needing a change of pants. The combat looks awesome. The art style looks awesome. The environments look awesome. It's Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, coming out in 2026. I am literally like throwing my wallet at the screen at this point in time. Like, take my money, Konami. How you are on the cusp of coming back. Like this looks great. They're celebrating Castlevania's 40th anniversary this year. And so I'm eating good now. I am thrilled with this presentation. You could have like someone taking a dump in a box for the rest of this presentation, and I'm already happy. But then there's another game, and you might think that this game wouldn't hit with me, but I'm going to tell you why it does. It is Silent Hill Towerfall. And this game looks freaking awesome, dude. And the reason that it looks awesome to me is because of the fact that I get Condemned vibes from this. Like, it's Silent Hill-ish in the storytelling, the weird stuff. You got this character and this ominous woman is talking to you, and you have like a hospital IV that's like in your arm, so you obviously like busted out of a hospital or some shit. But like the combat, from the little that they showed and sort of the movement system, huge vibes of Condemned. Like the baseball bat with the blood on it and everything, like, holy shit, this looks awesome. This this is what I want from Silent Hill. I love the third person stuff. I get it, but I think this can also be really well done as well. Silent Hill F didn't really appeal to me all that much, but this is what I want. 2026. And I'm very happy. Then Konami also showed off some random new RPG, and it was kind of weird because I'm like looking at the characters. I'm like, do I know these? I feel like I know these characters, but I don't because it's a brand new IP. They also showed off a John Wick game that was mostly CGI, but the little bit of gameplay that was there actually looked really cool. And then was the final announcement, which is going to be a very hot talking point for people. And there's going to be a lot of people that are upset about this. And maybe I can understand why. I don't think it's fair, but, it's for you to decide. It's all based on your personal preference. God of War time, folks. So they initially announced that God of War Trilogy is getting a remake for the PlayStation 5. And they didn't show anything from it. They did have the original voice actor there. And, he was talking about it. He was like, the next time we show up, we'll have something to show, but it was announced. It's still in the early stages, but very cool to hear. I love those games. You guys know when it comes to God of War, those are my favorite games when it comes to the franchise. Like, Dad of War is fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a hater of anything like that, but, I think the next announcement is going to be very polarizing for people because they did indeed reveal the new 2D God of War. And this visual style is going to rub a lot of PlayStation people the wrong way. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Personally, I'm fine with it. It has a very, retro 16-bit aesthetic. I just played the Terminator game. That was one of my favorite games of 2025. Okay, so I'm cool with this art style, but at the same time, it also, because it's such an early version of the hero that we all know and love, who I always say his name wrong and people bitch about it in the comments, Kratos, whatever you want to say. I usually say Kratos because I'm an idiot. It definitely kind of doesn't look like a God of War game. I think it looks cool. The combat looks awesome. There's big enemies. There's cool environments. It's a prequel, obviously, to when he was a Spartan. The boss battles look cool. It's called God of War, Sons of Sparta, and it's out today. It's out right now on the PlayStation 5. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself, well, RGT, where's the Switch 2 version? I don't know if it's coming out on the Switch 2. I was told that it seemed like it was. We talked about it in the video yesterday. That was just me saying, like, I had heard that. And there's still plenty of time for that. Obviously, they did a stealth drop of this game. It could come later on or something like that. But even taking away the fact that there is, at least as of right now, no Switch 2 version of the game, I think it looks cool. I definitely like it. And I think overall, this was one of the best state of plays I've ever watched. I loved this way more than I loved the partner showcase. Like, I'm going to get the God of War Sons of Sparta game. And I know some of these are a lot of these are third-party games, but still, it's about the presentation. It's about what they are presenting, what games are being presented, and especially what games are being announced. And to have, two heavy hitter games for me and a lot of stuff for a lot of other people, I can't help but smile when I think about this presentation. So great job, Sony. Even though I still wish you had more first-party games and stuff like that, the third-party announcements were stellar. Just absolutely stellar. Stuff that possibly could have been at the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, but instead was saved for this event. So I guess the big question now is, do we have another Nintendo Direct next week? Tick-tock, Nash Weedle, you're on the clock. But let me know in the comment section down below what games you enjoyed from this presentation, if any. Did you watch it? Did you like it? How excited for you are Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 2? Because I want a time machine to bring me into August. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Be sure to check out the video from earlier today where we take a look at a unfortunate game that, well, not quite up to snuff with what I was hoping for. check out that check out that video on the channel as well. And as always, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.